Alright, so today we're talking about circles that are not centered at the origin. So yesterday we talked about circles centered at 0, 0. That was our formula. X squared plus y squared equals r squared, right? Today, talking about circles with center at point HK. Hey, we've had HK happen before, haven't we? Did we have it maybe last unit?
No.
We didn't have HK last unit? It was a vertex last unit, right? This unit, HK, is a center for our circle. Alright, so anytime we have a circle, we're talking about HK. That is our center. Now, notice it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. So when we're pulling h and k out, once again, it's going to be the opposite of what number's actually in there. Alright? Equals r squared. So if we look at these two circles, they both have a radius of 5. This one's centered at 0, 0. This one's centered at 4, 4. So it'd be x minus 4 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 25. Hey, if it's centered at 0, 0, and I use this formula, is that going to be okay, you think? Yeah, what happens? I get x minus 0, which is just x squared, y minus 0, which is just y squared. So it's from the same formula, except it's just, we don't put the h and k because 0 doesn't make a difference. Alright, can you use that formula for every single one? Sure. Plug 0, 0 in there if you want, and then just simplify. Yes, Ange?
So H and K are the center points for X and Y?
H and K is the center of our circle.
Yeah. But
And it's like
those actually-
H is X, K is Y, just like before. Alright? Does that make sense? Now, where does that come from, you might ask? Well, if you take our distance formula, the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, we plug in our 2 points, x and h, y and k, x and h, y and k, then you square both sides, we get our equation of a circle. It comes right from the distance formula. Now, are we going to ask you to do that for us on a test? No. But we just want to show you it comes right from distance formula. And distance formula came right from Pythagorean theorem. Right? All these things come from each other. You've seen this before. Alright? You've seen parts of it before, I should say. So let's try writing an equation in standard form. This is standard form. Tomorrow we're going to talk about general and standard form. This is standard form of a circle centered at -2, 3 and a radius of 4. So remember, we're doing x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. I'm given an h and a k value. I'm given a center. So I'm just going to plug them into here. X minus h, or minus -2. Well, minus -2 is like plus 2 squared plus y minus k, or 3 squared, equals my radius squared. Well, what's my radius? 4. So if I square that, I get 16. So this is my equation of a circle, of that circle. Okay? Does that make sense? It's not too bad, is it? Okay, well, let's try another one. Write the standard equation for a circle centered at 0, -6, radius of 10. So same thing, I'm given h and k. I plug them in. X minus h, or 0, squared, plus y minus k, or minus a -6 is like plus 6 squared, equals my radius of 10 squared. 10 squared is 100. Hey, do you think that's an okay answer? That's fine. I would accept that on test. Could you write this a little differently? Yeah, x minus 0 is just x. So if you want to put just x squared plus y plus 6 squared equals 100, you could. You could condense it down a little bit, but I'm not going to mark that wrong. Alright, that's perfectly okay with me. If you want to put x minus 0, I'm okay with that. Alright? Okay, let's try another one. Going the opposite way now. They give us the equation. They want the center and the radius. So we have x minus 2 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 9. Let's start with the radius. That's what we've done before. So our radius, I'm taking my 9, and what am I doing to it? square rooting it, because it's r squared. Well, square root of 9 is 3. So my radius is 3. Now my center is going to be at h comma k. Remember, I have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. So realistically, what we want to do is we want to take the opposite number of what's in here. So if I have x minus 2, I'm taking out a positive 2. If I have y plus 4, taking out a negative 4. Because if I try and plug those back into my equation, it better come out to be the same thing. Alright, does that make sense? Try the last one. Try the fourth one, I should say. What's up? I'm just going to put it up there to save time. Once you finish, check your answers with mine. Right, make sure we have a center that's a point, so it's got parentheses around it. Radius, because we're not actually graphing it, I'd like it in simplified radical form. How do we do? Good, so-so. Okay. Any questions? Alright, then, let's quickly talk about graphing. Same sort of thing. X minus 3 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 16. Look for two things. We're looking for a center and a radius. Well, what's my center going to be?
3, -1.
3, -1. So I'm taking the opposite of what's in here. So 3, -1. That's the first thing I'm going to put on here. 3, -1. Some teachers don't like people to plot the center because it's not actually a point of the circle. I prefer if you do. That way you don't lose it when you're trying to count out for your radius. If you don't put it there, I'm not going to mark it wrong. If you do put it there, I'm not going to mark it wrong. Alright? Does that make sense? Okay. Then my radius. I'm taking 16. I'm taking the square root of it. What's the square root of 16? 4. So what I'm going to do is from my center, not from 0, 0, from my center, I'm going up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, putting a point. Left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, putting a point. Down 4, putting a point. Right 4, putting a point. And then sketching in my circle. Oh, that looked ugly down here. Okay? So sketch in the best of your ability. Any questions on that? Do you want to try graphing the other one on your own? Okay, go ahead and try graphing the second one on your own. I'll do it up here as you do it in your paper. Compare answers. So you did it better. You can see that? How do we do? We still working? We're done. Good? Are we all good? Do we have any questions? Okay, 2 more then. We're done. Writing equation of circles given a graph. If I'm writing an equation, I need 2 things. What are they? Tui, what's one of the 2 things I need? Center. Katie, what's the other thing I need? Radius. Good. So I'm going to look at my circle. I'm going to find my center. And I'm going to find my radius. My center is located at 2, -5. My radius, I'm just going to count. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to write my equation. X minus h squared. So x minus 2 squared plus y minus k squared. Y minus -5 is like plus 5 squared equals my radius squared. So 3 squared would be 9. Good. Okay? You wanna try the last one on your own? Okay, go ahead and do it. Bless you. How do we do? Good? Cool? Any questions? Is that the end of our notes? Yeah? Alright, swipe up, subscribe, like and comment.